Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mayor and City Council meeting for Monday, April 14th, 2025. If you'd please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up, we have roll call. Please show all members of council present. Up next, we got approval of the minutes from March 5th, 2025, March 10th, 2025 regular meetings, the March 10th, 2025 closed session, and the March 12th, 2025 Main Street meeting. Comments, questions, concerns regarding those? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion.
I move to approve the minutes from all 4 meetings.
Looking for a second.
I will second.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have council member statement regarding conflicts of interest on agenda items. Would any members of council like to make a statement today? Hearing none, we are proceeding forward to resolution, ordinances, and agreements. Up for adoption, ordinance 04-2025, stormwater management. Looking for a motion in regards to that.
I'll make a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Looking for a second.
Second.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have ordinance 05-2025 speed monitoring system. Looking for a motion in regards to that.
Motion to approve.
Looking for a second.
I'll second that motion.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council?
I'd like to make a comment. I've been vocal about my opposition to this ordinance. A previous council has examined this issue thoroughly and concluded that it was primarily a money-making proposition rather than a safety proposition, and would be a burden to the citizens of Taneytown if we enact this. I recommend my council members vote against it, nay.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council?
Well, I certainly understand the councilman's dismay of it as being a money-making operation, but when you look at the data that was presented and that we have more than 10% of the traffic on that road going more than 12 miles an hour over the speed limit, we can always roll this back at any point in time that we should so choose. But in the meantime, you have kids walking along the road in portions where there are no sidewalks, and I think that this is an important safety measure. Ordinarily, I would be opposed on libertarian grounds to this, but in this particular case, I'm not sure that we have.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
Carries. Up next, we have resolution 2025-05, water allocation for April. Looking for a motion in regards to that.
Make a motion to approve the water allocation for April.
Looking for a second.
Second.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have city manager report. Jim, you got anything for us today?
Yeah, just a couple updates from the written report. Progress meeting was held Wednesday on the Westview Drive water line replacement, and the road's been saw cut, so they are getting started on that. They gave a rough schedule, a little bit of a worst-case scenario schedule, but everything, including the final paving, should be completed by the first week in October. Weather permitting, considerably sooner, but that's sort of our stretched date to have everything done. The Riffles Lane storm drain project, there was a pre-bid meeting held today, and we had a number of contractors show up, and they went over, visited the site, because there will be some, modifications with the plans because we weren't able to get the one contiguous property owner's permission to go on the property, so there's going to be some hand digging involved that wasn't called out in the plans. So that went off today. We have had some interest in the project, so hopefully we will get some bids on that one. That is really it for my update, unless anyone has questions about what was in the report.
Questions for the city manager? Hearing none and proceeding forward, department reports. Jim, you got anything specific that needs to be pointed out, or that covers it? Sounds good. Any questions on department reports from city council? Hearing none and proceeding forward, legal report. Jim, did you have anything for legal report since Jay's not here? Sounds good. We're proceeding forward. Old business, Savills addition annexation. Jim, what are you looking for in regards to this?
So with this one, we just didn't want to drop it off the agenda. Obviously, it needs to go through the process. We'll be holding a public hearing on the matter going forward. The packet's been submitted to Carroll County and State Planning Department. Just got an email back on some questions about some technical questions about the radius of a curve on the annexation plat from the county. So we're kind of working through that stuff at this point. But in the meantime, while that is working through the process, I'd like to get consensus or make sure there are no objections to allowing the house to go to settlement and for the buyer to start, using the water and sewer while they're already connected to water. We did let them construct the sewer improvements, but we've been withholding signature on the permit for final approval. But because the process is still going to take a couple months to get through, we'd like them to be able to go ahead and settle the property. The annexation consent and agreement are both irrevocable, so the only reason it wouldn't go through would be if the city voted against it. So we'd like to let them go ahead, settle the property, let the new owner come in there and start, living there.
They were able to hold on to the same buyer through the whole process?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to them.
And I did run this by the city attorney. I'm sorry he's not with us this evening, but he responded that did seem like a very practical solution. So he didn't express any concerns on the matter.
Sounds good. Looking for consensus from council.
I had just one real quick question. We're right up on the graph on the nitrogen loading at the wastewater treatment plant. Is there anything funky going on, or you know about?
So I noticed that as well. Touch base with the Public Works Director. They have been doing some coagulant testing at the treatment plant, and the director believes we also have been, the micro C delivery was delayed recently. That's the I guess flocking agent. So it's possible that they were dosing a little bit lower than usual, but we still were under permit. But they may have been dosing, that may have been a factor because we were waiting for a delivery, and also we had some colder temperatures than usual for this time of year. And and they were also using a ferric chloride alternative on a trial basis. So they were trying a few different things out there. So they're obviously watching the numbers, but there were a couple variables that were in play this month.
Sounds good. Back to the Savills addition annexation. Looking for a consensus in regards to that, starting from the
I'm
left.
sorry, I misunderstood where you were on that. I was looking at my chart. Go ahead.
Just really making sure there's no objection to,
To them basically
basically
starting to
approving
use
the final approval for the plumbing permit so that they can officially flush.
Starting from the left.
Fine.
Karen? Is that a yes or a?
No.
No? Okay. Foster? Foster?
What are we doing?
So this is just essentially saying that, before they go ahead and get the final stuff done, that they're actually able to sign off for the new buyer and everything like that, so they can actually start using the plumbing and whatnot.
Yes, that's fine.
Fuller?
It would be hypocritical if we didn't.
Sounds good. You got consensus, Jim?
Thank you.
Next up, we have new business, monthly financial report. Looking for a motion in regards to that.
Move to approve the financial.
Looking for a second.
Second.
Any further comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have accounts payables. Looking for a motion in regards to that. Looking for a second.
I will second.
Questions, comments, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, approval of special event permit Wolfstock Memorial Park, June 21st, 2025.
Motion to approve the Festival of Woodstock, or
Woofstock.
Looking for a second in regards to that.
I absolutely second that. That was a great time last year, the last 2 years, so.
Comments, questions, concerns by council? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have easement agreement, Renahan property, Memorial Park expansion. Looking for a motion in regards to that. Looking for a second.
Second.
Comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, easement agreement, Grace United Church of Christ. Looking for a motion in regards to that.
Move to approve.
Looking for a second.
I will second.
Comments, questions, concerns by council regarding that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Up next, we have water recharge memorandum of agreement. Looking for a motion in regards to that. Looking for a second.
Second.
Comments, questions, concerns by council?
Are these all of the easement agreements that are available from the
From the county,
county on the ag pres?
yes. It doesn't represent every gallon that they have, but they like to keep some in reserve because they do occasionally need to attribute it to their own water systems, so.
Additional comments, questions, concerns by council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Carries. Next up, we have council member reports, starting with Councilmember Tillman.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a very tough couple of weeks in the planning arena. Send my condolences to the Hale family. Saying that the back door to what was his office came out to a little small courtyard that backed up to my driveway, and you know, every time I go out the driveway, I still look for. It's been a very tough thing to take. He was a great man. He was a great person, and you couldn't ask for anything better than that. As far as the work of the Planning Commission, there's been a lot going on. We approved several sign revisions for projects that included changeable, electronic changeable signs. Continuing our work on the various active projects. The comprehensive plan work is continuing. They worked this past month on the vision, goals, and objectives of the plan and of the city of Taneytown. So our next meeting is coming up here in late April on the 22nd. We encourage anyone to come and speak their piece and let us know what they want to see for the growth and expansion and comprehensive plan for the next 10 years for the city of Taneytown. So that's it for the Planning Commission report.
Go ahead and.
Want me to go ahead and-
Yep.
So I did have the opportunity, and I want to thank the mayor and city manager for allowing me the opportunity to go and attend the Main Street America Conference in Philadelphia. It was 4 days of some very intensive sessions and a lot of time spent with people like myself who were either public officials, economic development directors, and some of them were just were volunteers that worked on their groups. I met a lot of local contacts, met several people from the Frederick Downtown Partnership, which is their Main Street organization. And we learned a lot. I'm not going to go through my entire report. I sent a report out to everyone today with kind of a highlighted report of things that I picked up and brought back that I thought were important, and a pretty hefty list of actionable items that, when we get our Main Street going again, that we can work on. So it was a great 4 days, and I thank you again for allowing me the opportunity to be involved in that.
No problem. Thank you for going. Councilmember Cheney?
Before I start the police report, I wanted to let everyone know that the Taneytown Police Department has partnered with Springboard Community Services, and they will be having a drive-through car wash on May 24th at the police station. The car wash benefits domestic violence survivors, and all proceeds will go directly to Springboard Community Services. So if that's something that you're interested in, that is May 24th. I don't know what time. So I'm not sure what time. As far as the police department goes, in March of 2025, there were 449 total dispatched calls for service, 105 total citations issued, and 109 total warnings issued, 6 adult arrests and 1 juvenile arrest. In good news, the Taneytown Police Department added a new officer in March. Jordan Longo was hired on March 28th and will begin the police academy in April. For community outreach, Miss Ingalls completed 2 child safety seat events during the month of March, and a total of 15 car seats were installed. All officers participated in anti-bias training for law enforcement, which was a 2-hour training followed by a 1-hour training, and then all active officers were completed an implicit bias training, which was a 1-hour training. In specialized training, Dylan Blaze completed entry-level Type 3 Long Gun School, which is a 5-day, 35-hour course at the Firearms Training Facility. This 5-day program meets COMAR mandates for officers to become certified as a user of patrol rifles. Training was conducted from March 10th to March 14th, 2025. Steven Sakadalis and Dakota Myers completed Victory First Red Dot Instructor School, which is a 3-day course consisting of 24 hours of training. This training was also completed at the Firearms Training Facility from March 17th to March 19th. That's all I have.
Good. Councilmember McCarron? Or Mayor Pro Tem McCarron?
Yes, in lieu of the fact we don't have an economic development director, and one of the wonderful report that Councilman Tillman just delivered, I would like to use this time to thank the retiring council members. This is the last meeting with this, full meeting with this seated council. I just want to express my gratitude and what a privilege it was to serve with these ladies over the last few years and for many years previous to that. Their dedication and drive and wisdom and guidance has done much to lift this city up and move it forward. And I want to just personally thank them for their untiring dedication to the citizens of Taneytown and their eagerness to serve. The other comment that I had is that I was sitting back and thinking that if I were not off for the 4 years between my mayoral term and my current term, I would have been in city government for 40 years. So let's take 4 away from that, that's 36. One thing that was curious about that time, I guess, that was tradition that each April meeting, the budget would be introduced and passed, and so as to alleviate the burden on the new council, a council that would be unfamiliar with the workings of the city, and we're able to present a budget that was sound and benefit for all the citizens of Taneytown. I'm just wondering what happened this time. Why didn't we have a budget to look at? Is there any reason particular?
Last year, we approved the budget in June, if you recall correctly. This one will be presented in May.
Thank you.
Give the public a lot of time to really have that full transparency.
Well, again, I mean, you guys changed the budget in May of last year, and we approved it in June, so it didn't give them much time to begin with.
I'd say you guys, that's the mayor's job.
Well, we presented it, and then you guys shot it back, and it got approved in June. So again, there's plenty of time to get it done. So thank you. Councilmember Foster.
Nothing further from DPW that the city manager didn't already report on. As some of you might remember, Habitat for Humanity had a home that people were allowed to fill out an application for. It was a home that one of the participants moved out of. It's located at 164 South Court Street in Westminster. Well, they got 17 applications. Hopefully somebody from this area was one of them. And we're now in the process of sorting through them and seeing who rises to the top. So good luck to all of those folks, whoever put in for that home. Things are just are sort of smoothing out at Silver Oak Academy and moving along. They recently had a visit from, I don't know what they call them, but they're service animals that come in and interact with the clients. And that was very, very successful. The clients really appreciated it, gravitated to them. So that's helping to smooth the situation out there. So as I said, things are moving along and hopefully will stay kind of stable. That's it.
All right, our Easter egg hunt is going to be this Saturday, the 19th, from 1 to 3 p.m. at Memorial Park. Every one of the 4,000 eggs is going to have either toy or candy inside. There will be free Easter basket raffles, cookies and juice for the kids, and a rabbit bounce house. And of course, the Easter Bunny will be there. It's a free event, and we're keeping our fingers crossed on the weather. Annual Earth Day cleanup is next Saturday, the 26th, from 1 to 3 p.m. in all of the parks. Trash bags will be provided to all volunteers, as well as a lunch ticket for a free hot dog and a drink provided by the FSK Junior Eagles Soccer at their snack shack at Roberts Mill Park. It's a great way to get service hours for any of the kids out there that need some. The fishing derby is going to be on Saturday, May 10th at Roberts Mill Park. Registration starts at 8 a.m. and fishing starts at 8:30 and ends at noon. It's another free event, and all contestants will receive a door prize goodie bag and a lunch ticket. Prizes will be awarded to the contestants with the top 3 largest fish caught in each of the 4 age groups. Volunteers to measure the fish are always welcome. We still have some vendor spots left for our spring community flea market on Saturday, May 17th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anyone interested should contact Lorena as soon as possible to reserve a spot. It's $10 for a 10 by 10 spot and $20 for a 20 by 20. Memorial Day Parade is going to be held on Monday, May 26th. Anyone interested in participating in that should contact Lorena as well. Now that the weather is improving, our DPW crews will be completing some of the smaller projects throughout the parks. Our next Park and Rec Advisory Board meeting is this Wednesday, the 16th at 6:30 p.m. And just as a final note, I did have somebody reach out to me and were curious as to if we were going to be doing any more of the Ethics Committee applications and Election Committee, because they were questioning why they had submitted a
Yep, we retracted them last time because council never gave a reason for their decline on the names. So I'm not going to present names for embarrassment of people who have put their names forward. Again, we'll wait till we have people who are going to vote on names and explain why they're not or why they are voting on names.
Mayor had a conversation with the council members so that they didn't have to make exclamations in public, then that probably would have gone very far, but.
So
that's
the
not
mayor
really-
should have conversed behind closed doors to tell you about the candidates that he's putting up.
No, the mayor can reach out and ask questions. That's just, I'm asking the
Mayor-
question that the civilians, that our citizens are asking. That's it. I'm done.
And I'm just giving you a
No,
response.
you're giving an excuse.
No, it's
I
not
don't
an
need the
excuse. You could have
excuse.
reached out and asked more questions. You really didn't.
If you can be done, I'm ready to go.
Okay. I mean, we only got, what, half a month, right? So. City council election, May 5th, 2025, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Taneytown Police Department. 4 candidates running for 3 spots. The candidates are Lillian Hardy, Nick Collinock, Harry Mead, Rachel Miller. Again, make your time out there to go out and vote. Do your civic duty. And you know, it is your town. Make sure you vote. Yeah, have a good Easter. Happy holiday. You know, hope to see you out for the Easter egg hunt. Thank you, everybody. Looking for a motion of adjournment
Move to adjourn.
for a second.
I will second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.